Hello, and welcome to my Action Research Project video. My name is Alex Thayer. I'm a materials engineering major, and I'm currently in the Leadership Studies 322, Leadership in a Diverse Society class with Professor Jackson. And I'd like to give you just a brief introduction to my Action Research video, which you will see after this introduction. So what I will be doing is I will be teaching one of the helpers that volunteered to help me, Carter, how to do a bridge shuffle on a deck of cards. And then after that, kind of teaching him a couple basic things of what might be good if he were to teach someone that same task of shuffling cards. Now, the reason I chose shuffling cards is because it's a very mundane task, and so because it is a mundane task, it can kind of highlight some of the things that we look for in a leadership class of really teaching and emphasizing different strategies of actually how to teach. On top of that, it's also easy for the person receiving this information to then go and apply it in their daily lives. Shuffling cards, at least where I live, is part of obviously playing cards, and it's a big part of kind of the social atmosphere around. A lot of our friends play cards, social activities there, so kind of a social bonding idea. But more than that, just bringing people together, and this is just one small aspect of that we can break down to more of a fundamental standpoint and just look at some of the different leadership strategies there. So some things to look for as I'm sort of teaching Carter through this is I try to put an emphasis on respect and thanking him, as well as my cameraman Wyatt, for helping out with this project. And then kind of appreciating the differences. Carter had never learned how to shuffle cards before, so knowing maybe he requires a little bit more patience than others. Turns out he picks things up very quickly, but just something to look for in that. And being slow and deliberate, trying to be understanding of the person that will be receiving this information. And then just being thankful for those individuals taking the time out of their day to help you with what you need help with. So, a couple more ways you can do that. Just keep them interested, give them a reason why you're doing it. So, talk with Carter the reason why we're doing this, again, so you can learn how to shuffle cards and then can apply that to when we're playing cards later. So, explaining slowly, being respectful, and then just making sure they understand what's going on, trying to make it a positive experience. These few different qualities can be very universally applied, and that's kind of why I'm trying to emphasize them in this Action Research Project video. I hope you enjoy. Thank you for watching. Welcome to our tutorial on how to bridge shuffle cards. I'd like to say thank you to Carter and to Wyatt helping me out with this project. Really appreciate it. And with that, so I'm going to teach you how to do a bridge shuffle of a deck of playing cards today. So first, grab your deck, take it out of the box, and then you notice here, just a normal deck of cards. First, we will split it approximately in half. And then the different steps, we're going to shuffle them together and then bring them into a bridge, and then they will go together. So we split it into two halves first up, and then next step is bringing them together like so. There's different ways you can do this. Some people go just face to face or corner to corner. I prefer corner to corner, but that's more of a personal preference. So then, after that, bringing these back up and kind of bending them in a way and holding it in with your hands. It takes some getting used to,
okay,
so don't worry about it. And then bringing it down like that. So
okay.
I'm going to walk through that just one more time.
Okay.
And again, a big thing about these is just practicing rather than getting it just on the first time. It took me a little bit to get. So then trying that again, going something approximately like this, ripping the corners together, and then bringing it up into shuffle.
Hey.
Exactly. There you go.
Nice.
So now I'm just going to go into some different ideas of teaching this to someone else. So a key detail of actually teaching how to do something, whether it's mundane like shuffling cards or a more complex task, is first yourself understanding how to do it, because it's kind of difficult to teach someone when you don't actually know what you're doing. Second off, making sure you just be patient with them and working through it with them, like with respect. Now, again, a very mundane example of just shuffling cards. There's not a lot to it, and you can pick it up pretty quickly. But for a more complex task, and that can be just about anything, it's important to just be patient with them and be appreciative of what they're doing. So, just ways to go through it: taking it slow, and making sure you clearly explain each step, and allow for questions. That's another big thing as well. Going off the idea of, again, we're doing a very mundane task here. Don't really worry about questions because, it's just shuffling cards. But yeah, kind of bring it through them, and then you can just spread it on to whoever else wants to know.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right.